So when I look at Greece, I say, what do you have to do to go forward? And my sense for the government, for the Prime Minister, is economic freedom. We invest all over the world, and the countries that do well have economic freedom. Democracy, but economic freedom. I mean business-friendly policies where entrepreneurs can create business and employment from inside Greece and outside. Business and entrepreneurs create jobs. Governments are needed for infrastructure, regulations, universities and schools, very important for education, but business creates jobs. That's what I've seen all over the world. Business creates jobs, and that'll happen here also. I thought I'd make it personal and illustrate my own case, my story. I immigrated to Canada about 45 years ago, and my story is not very unique. There's a ton of people in the United States and Canada have my story. I immigrated at the age of 22 with no money in my pocket, $8 to be exact. It was a lot of money at the time. Canada welcomed me warmly, as it does to immigrants from all over the world. Lots of Greek immigrants in Canada. Wonderful country, and I'm very blessed to live there. All my working life is in Canada, 45 years. And Canada provided me with unlimited opportunity. I worked for a life insurance company for 9 years before taking control of a small insurance company, 1985, 31 and a half years ago. I didn't have any money, as I said, but people backed us. In a couple of years, we changed the name of our company after a couple of years to Fair Friendly Acquisition. Fair Friendly Acquisition AX Fairfax. That's where we got the name from. One of my secretaries came up with the name. Tried the board of directors, it didn't work. Secretary came out with the name. We had revenues when we began of 10 million. 31 years later, we have revenues of 10 billion. Investment portfolios of 24 million. We have 30 billion today. Our capital in the company was 10 million. It's 10 billion today, and our stock price was 3.25, and it's now 650. We've compounded the stock price at about 20% a year for 31 years. There's only about 10 companies among the big companies in the United States that have done that. We had less than 50 employees. We have 22,000 employees in our insurance business, and we control restaurants in Canada, and we have 50,000 employees. So why? I was fortunate. I don't consider myself any smarter, brighter, whatever. I was fortunate to go to a country which is business friendly, which allowed you to do these things. Our own company, if I can take 2 minutes, we've got a wonderful culture. Our culture is based upon providing outstanding service to our customers, looking after the people who provide that service, making a return, being profitable, and then putting money back into the community we did business. So when we began, the whole company was worth $2 million. In the last few years, we've invested $15 to $20 million each year in the communities we do business. So we've prospered mightily, and I just wanted to highlight 2 or 3 guiding principles that we have followed all these years, and it might be useful for you. Everything we've done is long-term. We focused on the long term. You build a business over time. You don't build it over 3 months, 6 months, a year. You build it over time, and that's what we've done. We have an odd principle. We say we work very hard, but we don't want to work at the expense of our families. We put families right up at the top. And we have believed that teams work really well. So we're very team-oriented, and we are fearful of people who have big egos and are arrogant. So President Ronald Reagan made this statement years ago that anything in the world is possible, anything in the world is possible, if you don't care who gets the credit. If you don't care if it's your idea, my idea, as long as it's good for the company, you should do it. And we try to follow that.